Hello YouTube world, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to make a review of Winter Soldier from Captain America Civil War action figure series. And this is the packaging of this action figure. This is the front of the packaging looks like. We have here the Captain America and Iron Man, and this is the back of the packaging looks like. It is the same with previous action figures that we have seen the last time that I have showed you, and this is the Bucky that we are now going to review, which is also belongs to the series of the action figures that you have seen in my videos. And so before we are going to examine this action figure, let's give a short background first about the character of Winter Soldier. So Winter Soldier, known as Bucky, and he's called as Bucky most of the time by Steve Rogers, but his real name is James Bond. And yeah, James Bond is the best friend of Steve Rogers as Captain America, and he's the man behind the conflict of Civil War, the movie. And there's so much problems which is being linked to him, right? First problem is that there's I forget the name of the man, but the man wanted to revenge because his loved ones died on a battle, which is the Avengers are involved. And so yeah, he wanted to revenge, and he framed up the Avengers to fight one another, and fortunately he succeeded it, and the Avengers fought one another. And another is that Winter Soldier was was used by Hydra. His mind was controlled, and he's the one responsible for killing the parents of Tony Stark. And yeah, he killed the parents of Tony Stark, and when Tony saw it on the camera, he was furious and wanted to kill James Bond or Bucky, but Steve Rogers wanted to protect him because he knew that Bucky was just a victim and he was innocent. So yeah, we have seen in the last part of Civil War movie the battle versus Tony Stark, Steve Rogers with Bucky, and again Tony Stark as Iron Man. So the battle was 2 versus 1. And yeah, I really like the Captain America Civil War movie. I love the movie. Actually, I have seen it so many times and still watching it. And yeah, so yeah, let's try to examine this action figure. And somehow this action figure looks good, right? It looks good. The appearance is great. And yeah, but like the other bootleg, this action figure has also a lot of negative, but because it is bootleg, yeah, good features are always being appreciated because it is bootleg. But yeah, let's try to examine it, and let's take the weapon. We are going to discuss it later on. And so yeah, this is how the face of this action figure looks like, and I think it's great, right? The face of this action figure looks good. The sculpt, I don't know if this is close to Sebastian, but somehow this action figure is good for what it is. But I don't like the material they use for the head of this action figure, because most of the time in most action figures, the material being used for the head of the action figure is kind of a rubber, right? Kind of a rubber and a fiber, but this one is made of plastic actually, and that is why the paint came out bad. So look at that face, right? Bucky is, it's like he has an oily face because his face is shining, right? So yeah, because maybe the paint is not compatible to the material, because the head is made up of plastic, so came out bad. But another is the lips of the Bucky. It seems like using a lipstick, so it's so red. It looks weird, right? So that's it. And the color of the head of this action figure, I mean the hair, right? Yeah, it's true that the hair of Bucky is brown, but the color, the tone of brown is, I think, is much lighter than the original one, because though his hair is brown, sometimes you can't notice that the hair is brown, right? In most of the time it looks like a black color. So yeah, I think the hair is a little bit lighter, but it still looks good, right? And the sculpt, look at that on the top of the head, the way they sculpt the hair of this action figure. Yeah, it actually looks good. And yeah, the suit of Bucky, it also looks good, right? Yeah, zipper on his chest going to the belly of Winter Soldier. And the hand, yeah, it looks okay, right? And there's a zipper there from the biceps going to the forehand, and I think it looked good, but just few details. And it has just a little wrinkle on the shoulders, wrinkles. And yeah, I think in the part on the part of this action figure, the bionic arm of this action figure is, I think, the most beautiful part, right? The way they sculpted it, the way they painted it, and the color of this bionic arm is actually, it really looks good, and I like it, right? I like it. Look at that, look at the detail, right? There's so much details on the bionic arm of Bucky. And I also like the star painted on his shoulder, the Hydra star. I like it, it looks perfect. And he has this strap on the chest with a small handgun here on the left torso of Winter Soldier. And there's also something like a strap on his waist, right? But it's just a plain. And he has the small pouch on the right side, on the right pocket. And the pants looks okay with a little bit details. And the shoes it also looks okay, right? And the same with the other bootleg action figures. It has also a printed Marvel 2016, and this is how this action figure looks like behind, right? And it looks okay, not bad. And at the back of the pants of this Winter Soldier, there's so much wrinkles on the pants, and I think it looked good. And I like that wrinkles. It helps to make the pants of this Winter Soldier more realistic, right? So I like it. And yeah, so by way of articulation, okay, so by way of articulation, the Winter Soldier, my position's not good here, and Okay, so this action figure cannot rotate the head 360 because the hair is stuck there, but you can move his head, look on the left and look on the right, and yeah, it can look up just a bit, cannot look down, and you can move forward both hands 360. You can move sideward just that far, and it has also a bicep sliver, both biceps, and you can move the elbow. It is double jointed elbow, you can bend it that far, and the same with the other elbow, just that far. You can twist the rest of the action figure, both wrist, and you can move it up and down. You can only twist it, so just that it. And it has also articulation on the chest, you can move it up and down, side by side, and there's no articulation on the waist, the same with the other bootleg action figures that I have showed you on the previous videos. And it can only, yeah, it can kick that far, so it's good. And it can also kick that far, and it can split that far. And I think that's a little bit weird because the left leg can kick that far, but the right leg, it cannot kick that far because it has this pouch on the side of his pants that's stuck there. So when you make a side kick motion on the right hand, the right leg, it stuck on there. So yeah, that's disappointing. And yeah, you can bend the knee just that far, just double jointed knee, and the other knee of this action figure can also bend that far. And there's no articulation on the foot. Okay, there's no articulation here. And on the other, you can move it just a bit, but yeah, you can't really move it. So yeah, so that's it. So what can you say about the action figure? And yeah, the action figure, the Winter Soldier, has actually a weapon that I have showed you lately, and it looks like a what do you call this, armorite, I don't know. So yeah, and the only thing that I don't like about this weapon is just a display for this action figure, because you cannot put it on either one of the two of Winter Soldier, because both hands are being closed. It has no grapple hand, right? And it has also, it doesn't have a interchangeable hand, so this weapon can be held. So yeah, you can only put this weapon at the back of Winter Soldier. So you can see that there are two holes there at the back of this action figure, and this weapon has two pegs there, and on that two holes there you were to put where you put the weapons, right? And that's it. This is how this action figure looks like with the weapon behind him. And yeah, so this action figure is not the best, but yeah, it still looks good and it stands with good appearance, right? So yeah, what can you say about this action figure? And just let me know about what you think about this action figure. And by way of letting you know how tall is this action figure, and I just want to thank you to one of the YouTubers who asked how tall is the action figure of Captain America. So it gives me an idea that the action figures that I review must be given the right measurement, right? So yeah, this is the Captain America action figure So let's say that this Captain America is the standard size, because this Captain America is actually similar size with the Marvel Legends action figure, right? So that is how tall is Bucky is. And we have also here the War Machine that I have showed you the last time, and we have here the Ant-Man. Okay, the Ant-Man, come on, stand. Yep. And we have here the Black Widow, and we have also the Hawkeye from the last video. This is the first video. And we have here the Iron Man. Okay, and we have here the Black Panther, and we have the Shuri from Marvel basic action figure. So that's it. Okay, so this is the Bucky action figure. So yeah, what can you say about the Bucky action figure and all these action figures together? Okay, so thank you for watching my video.